across local government areas and states, including direct primaries and consensus arrangements. Presidential also prominent figures were officially ratified as presidential flag bearers. For instance, the APC affirmed its incumbent ticket for President Bola Tinubu, while the NDC ratified Peter Obi as its presidential candidate and Rabiu Musa Konkoso as his running mate. Joining me to discuss this is Umar Jijiwa, is a political analyst and is joining us from Abuja. Umar, it's good to have you on the show this evening.
Thank you.
All right. Quickly, let's get your assessment from how the primaries were conducted across the country. What is your standpoint and how would you describe the whole exercise?
Thank you so much for having me. You see, primaries occurred in this country, but everybody knows that there is no party that has the structure to be able to do a direct primaries directly, you know, because the rule is very, very new. We've never tested it before. This is the first time that we are trying to do primaries where we only have two options, direct or consensus. So I believe that this was more like a test and to see what they're going to do later, not now. But I mean, we've already moved on from that. We are still here. We support Asiwaju. In some states, people feel shortchanged. People have left the party, which is normal in politics. There must always be a winner. And there must also be a loser. Even my religion says it. You win or you lose. And that is the risk of going into politics.
All right, you said now that there will always be winners and losers. Let's get it clear. For the aggrieved members of some of the parties who apparently didn't come off as favorites, quite a number of them missed out on certain positions. Would you also describe this as part of the beauties of democracy, or there should be a fine line in trying to settle in these disputes?
It needs to be settled.
Okay.
That's politics. There is no politician that is supposed to say people can go. No. As a politician, you always want more people. You manage those people. And when issues come, you face it directly. And just by facing it directly, it saves you so much time, so much from fighting and doing things like that. Look, somebody won, somebody did not win. If you did not win, try again later. If you feel aggrieved and you believe that the rule of law was not followed, and you know 100% that you won that primaries, you have your data, then I think it's all right for you to go ahead and even go to court or for you to speak with the party leadership. But if you are not sure, you accept it as a will of God. Because I know God gives power to those that He wants, when He wants, how He wants. It's important for us to always remember this. Look, for me, I'm tired of discussing politics. And I'm tired of using the word politics. I believe we need to change it and say nation building. Let's just go ahead like that. You know, in the nation building effort of this, in the nation, remove politics from the statement, because I think it brings down the size and the relevance of what we're doing.
All right, Umar, we're talking about nation building like you said. You said the word politics seems a bit too cliche for you, and you decided to use the word nation building. Talking about nation building, do primaries give young people and women a fair opportunity to emerge as candidates? Because there's a growing concern that women and young people have not been given the fair chance to actually participate when it comes to primaries like this. It's always the bigwigs that takes the day.
What you just said is true. That is the reality. You see, it's not fair, of course, on youths and women, you know, because many of them were a bit excited and they thought that they were going to stand a chance. But already, as we know, even the way the world itself is designed. Youths and women are mostly shortchanged due to the fact that young people, that is youth, will have to go and contest with someone that might have had a career, somebody that has had a business for a long time, financially stable, and you are a youth. Just that alone does not give it a fair playing ground. Just that alone, just the economic situation between the two, of youth and women. Just the economic situation alone. Talk less more of politics.
Okay. All right, let's
now look at it.
Let's reason together now. Now, you said that there's a possibility that, you know, looking at the world today, you did say that young people and women do not have a fair chance. Should we also attribute that problem to the fact that the system in every strata is not encouraging a structure to actually bring up young people and bring women into that saddle for them to be able to compete? Is the system deliberately, you know, clamping the powers of young people and women from actually emerging as potential candidates in the political scene? Do you also agree with that line of thought?
Yes, I do. I believe in that 100%.
Okay.
100%. You see, you're talking about intergenerational mentorship. It is very important for youths to have interest in the governance of their nation.
Right.
But right now, the youths that we have are mostly frustrated. They don't have what it takes to compete with some of these people that are there, you know, because of so many different issues. And that alone is a major issue. You see, there is no way the brain can function properly if you do not eat while you are hungry. It's not even possible. You see? So now, for youth to get that mindset, for us to actually bring them, say, look, let us train youths. Let us put them in different offices. Let's see how they do. Let them have that experience. Instead, they are trying to survive. You can't compare. You see, I discussed something last year, was it 2 years ago? I said, please, the office of councillor should just be forfeited completely for people of a certain age and below. Because the danger that we are facing now, people don't even see it. But we that know it are trying to let people know that there is danger in front. Reason is simple.
All right, thank you very much.
Young people, due to the fact that they've been unable to have offices and responsibilities and things like that, they don't even fully understand how to run an office.
Okay.
That is the danger that we are walking into. Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Umar. Let's move on to our next conversation this evening. Now we move to discuss security concerns as the Oyo State government suspended all school excursions, field trips, and outdoor student activities until further notice this week. Now, the directive was contained in a circular issued by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. It was signed by the Ministry's Permanent Secretary, B.T. Oyinloye, and distributed to education stakeholders across the state. Now, she said the decision came necessary to safeguard students and school staff amid prevailing security concerns across the state. Administrators were also urged to promptly report suspicious activities around schools to security agencies within their jurisdictions. Joining me, of course, I still have Umar Jijiwa with me from Abuja, and I hope Adam Sabono is Adam Sabono is still yet to join us. Now, Umar Jijiwa, very quickly, the situation in Oyo State at the moment is actually raising a lot of dust as it is. Now, excursions, field trips have been aborted, have been cancelled by this Ministry of Education in Oyo State. Now, do you think this particular alert is justified with the current security situation in the state as we speak?
I believe that every leader wants the best for his people. You see, constitutionally speaking, there's only two things that you're supposed to do when you're in office. And one of that is what? Protection of life and property of your citizens. You don't swear to go and do a road. You don't swear to go and build an airport. You swear to keep us safe. So when a governor takes this kind of decision, I believe it's just for the best and for the security issues that he's facing at this moment. But I cannot go further into this kind of discussion, you see, because we're talking about national security now. And that's a decision that governor made. Is it the right decision? We will find out soon. Is it a wrong decision? We will still find out soon. But I believe he made that decision as of the point that he made that decision. Because he is the one that understands the reality of what is around him, you see. So for us here, I don't think it's right for us to throw judgment there, because we don't fully understand or even have the full information of the reality of some of these things. You know, when we talk about security, these are things that are done in secret. It's confidential. Me and you will never really see what it is. But the people that are in charge understand it, and they are trying to manage it. And as a person that also believes that one day I'm going to be a leader, I want my people to learn how to trust their leaders from time to time. There are some things that go above politics. This is human life. This is human life. For me, it's even sad that we are here. It's really sad. Attack on schools. Soft targets. Well, eventually we will have a clearer,
understanding,
information and things like that, and we'll understand why he made that decision. But for now, perhaps that's the best for him.
All right, let's face the situation head on at the moment. Now, there are suggestions that could the failure of Governor Seyi Makinde not backing local government autonomy in the states be a factor in this current setback with the security architecture in these local governments where some of these abductions have been carried out. Do you also share the same line of thought as well?
No. That's not the only state that does not do the whole local government autonomy thing. It's not the only state in Nigeria. We have other states in Nigeria like that. You know. Yes, I believe you that yes, local government should be autonomous. Perhaps it might bring the solution to what we are seeing now. But we can't tell because it has not happened yet. You see, when you speak to a governor, he will tell you, I don't have power over police, I don't have power over soldier, give me state police. You see, we need to bring our traditional institution into this. They are the closest people to what is really happening in every society. Because a soldier or a police can come and he will go. All they have to do is wait for that person to finish his shift and go, and they'll do what they want to do. But the traditional institution have the institutional history of those places. And it's unfortunate that they don't have constitutional rules. I believe for us to tackle security heads on, it's not just about local government autonomy, no. I'm talking about even traditional institution must be given a constitutional responsibility so that we can be able to have all hands on deck. And that is the only way we can build a secure country. Okay,
Umar. Now, I think you're kind of trying to make excuses for governors now, because what you're saying to us now is, if a governor is elected, he doesn't have the wherewithal to actually control the state and safeguard the citizens that voted for him. We've seen governors in the past, elected into a place of office, and their states became very, very attractive to even other governors. I'll take a perfect example. Babatunde Raji Fashola, during his time, Lagos State was quite on a high. I mean, quite a number of bars were knocked off. And that was due to his architectural strategy in putting things in place. So are you saying that if a governor is elected into power, the governor does not have that strategy to actually put things in place to make sure things go smoothly? Why are we making excuses for governors when they are giving all the support from the federal government to run their state? Allocations is tripled, security votes is given to them every month. So are you saying governors do not have what it takes to actually control what they govern over? Security votes is given to them every month. So are you saying governors do not have what it takes to actually control what they govern over?
I'm not making excuses for governors.
All right.
I want them to be held accountable. I want them to be held accountable. I'm not making any excuse for them. I will not make an excuse for them. Because as you said it, see, as far as I'm concerned, if you are a leader, you have all the resources that you need to know what is happening around you, unless if you don't want to.
All right.
Governors must be held accountable. I'm not making an excuse. I was just saying that in order for us to give more support for governors, for us to hold them accountable,
right.
If we have state police, we will say, see, what do your police do? You cannot make this excuse again now. It's not, you can't even try it. If you have the state police you say you want. If we give traditional institutions a responsibility here as well, we can hold them accountable. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just trying to say that we need to build something and have something so that we can be able to hold them to account. The same way the president has increased their monies. Why? Because he wants to hold them accountable and he doesn't want the excuses of there is no money. And that's why he lifted this. This is something that needs to be added on it as well. We cannot make excuses for them. We must hold them accountable. And we have to clear out every single excuse that could have been given about any issue.
Political parties across the country Nigerians to embrace love, tolerance and unity as Muslims across the country and the world celebrated Eid al-Kabir. He urged Nigerians to be generous and compassionate towards one another in a manner that reflects the nation's values and shared humanity. He emphasized that Nigeria's strength lies in its diversity and common humanity, noting that no ethnic, religious or political difference should outweigh the collective aspiration for peace, progress and national development. I still have Umar Jijiwa right here with me, who is firing from all cylinders with all the questions we've been throwing at him. Umar, thank you so much for staying put. And of course, emphasis on love, unity and tolerance in the president's Eid al-Kabir message. Now, how far would it go in really mending the fences and healing broken hearts from events of the past months?
You cannot turn back the hands of time.
Absolutely.
When something has happened, it has already happened. And that is a president. What did we expect him to say? He has to remind us in the hopes that he's going to appeal to our conscience so that those people that are making some of these problems should remember that there is God. And the same God said, no, don't do this. That's what he's saying. And he said it as a leader. He went and prayed Eid. And they are asking him a question. What is he supposed to say? Why would he? Look, that is a holy moment. In fact, that is why the government even give public holiday. Because they want to respect this particular periods of time. Mm-hmm. And that is why the president has to remind everybody that we all have a conscience. Let's go back to ground zero. God doesn't like this. We need to help each other. We have to come together. He did not discuss anything political there. He was appealing to every single person's conscience. And that is why he said what he said. There is no way for him to sit down there and start telling you, you know, I have sent 50 helicopters to Maiduguri to go and wipe peace. No. He has to speak like a father that he is.
Right.
He has to speak as the father that he is.
All right, Umar, let's talk as Nigerians now. Now, as a country, where are we really missing it when it comes to tolerating each other as Nigerians? What exactly do you think is that problem? And do you think it's a problem that can be settled or solved with a speech or with action or with due time process? What exactly is that thing that is missing that doesn't give us that cohesion as Nigerians?
All right. You want me to go back into history? I don't know whether you will have enough time.
You don't have to, but just summarize it for us. Yeah.
Good. All right, great. Great. It is a part of history. When we were being colonized and they gave us independence, they divided us into three. They did not give us, you know, our independence as Nigerians. No, when they were giving us our independence, they divided us into three. Something that started as small as that. Today, see what we are facing. That we are discussing different background, different religion, different this, different that. These places that you're calling states, it is human being like me and you that drew a line and said, this from here to here is Abuja, from here to here is Lagos, from here to here is Badagry.
Sure.
It's a human being that made that. Do you understand? So from that aspect, that's where it all started. And then, of course, as you know, the coup that came, and then the northern people felt that they were the ones that had to bear the burden. And then what? A counter coup was also done because they said that the Igbo people wanted to help them out. What did we have next? Civil war. When you are discussing things like this, it's very, very important that we educate Nigerians to understand the history behind some of these things. I never asked you whether you are from Abuja or you are from Yola or you are from Gongola. Look at it. Gongola and Adamawa, they used to be one state too. A human being said, oh, yeah, let's separate it. You are Taraba, I am Adamawa. And now, automatically, overnight, what does it turn to? These people of Adamawa, they are always trying to take everything that belongs to us. Did you forget that we're all Gongola? I mean, look, sir, Nigerians need to look at history. They need to educate themselves better. Because when you understand the genesis of some of the issues that we're facing now, you can be able to see it for yourself and tell yourself that this is right or that is wrong. Everybody should do that. For me, I don't see any difference. For me, I don't know where you're from. For me, I don't even care where you're from. I don't even care about it. It is a human being that told me that if I was born in this place, I am from Adamawa. It is not me that said it. It's a human being that told me that the name of the place that you were born is Adamawa. Not that I chose to go there. If today I was born in the East, I would have been an Easterner. The same God that made you made me.
Yeah, true. All right.
You see, we need to understand that part.
All right, before we go, Umar, what role do you think state governments actually should play in creating this atmosphere of tolerance? Because they are suggesting that even states aren't doing enough to stay connected to the people. Do you also share the same standpoint as well before we go this evening?
Nigeria, they like to politicize everything. Every single thing that happens in Nigeria, right? Look at it. It's mostly politically related. And if it happens, and by coincidence it's not politically related, then I want to also assure you that it will still be politically appreciated. That is our problem now. We have politicized the whole country. And that is why we are having the issues that we're having now. State governors need to preach unity. State governors need to bring their people together. State governors are closer to the people than the president. And that's why I believe that we have to educate ourselves on the roles and responsibilities of every single person that has an office, from the lowest to the highest, so that we know who we are going to go and catch and ask him how far. Tell us now.
Thank you so much, Umar Jijiwa, for your time on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we've been speaking with